Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. It's Saturday. It's still Saturday. This is video 2 of 2, and you're looking absolutely amazing still. We are returning in video 2 today to speak about Jay Slater, but not just Jay Slater. And just something that I want people to consider, because we also have, over the last few days, Caleb Harris's family who have come forward. Now, Caleb Harris was the young man who went missing, the Corpus Christi student. He goes missing. He's out, he's doing stuff with friends outside where he lives, okay? Doing stuff out there. They've walked a dog, they've come back, they've seemingly had a few drinks. He's been caught on camera. They've been caught on camera outside his home. He's ordered an Uber Eats delivery for a fishing trip that he's going on in a few hours' time. He's ordered the same kind of thing that he does all the time, you know, like an energy drink, chocolate bar, whatever. And there's a strange video, there's a strange picture on his phone that is of an area nearby his apartment. And then shortly after, vanishes, disappears, vanishes. Not a trace, nothing. Now, the people around him are obviously looked into after they say that he's gone missing, and they are deemed, there's no criminal investigation here. They're not accused of anything, not at all. This is just a lad who's gone missing, and it's a mystery, absolute mystery, out of character, and here we go. So now he's then found later on down the line, and because of a huge rapid state of decomposition, because of the sheer time and where he was found, let's look at it. And you'll see my point, the connection here with kind of the Jay Slater case coming up. So Caleb Harris's family claims death was not an accident, though police say they have no evidence of foul play. And this is the big thing here, isn't it? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. It's like when people say that, like in the Summer Wells case, there's no evidence of abduction. When they say there's no evidence of this, there's no evidence of that. Like in Sebastian Rogers, there's no evidence of wrongdoing, so we can't charge anyone with anything. We can't go after anybody specifically for anything because there just isn't the evidence there. But the thing is parents, they generally know their children. And what we've got in the Caleb Harris situation, look, so the family's suspicions come after an autopsy report stated that his cause of death could not be determined. So don't get me wrong, you've got a situation in here where it can't be, they can't turn around and say this is specifically how he died. He was found where it's seemingly suggesting that he potentially fell down a drain that had the cover removed. So as he's walking, he's fell down an open manhole and he's ended up being washed into like a drain system, getting caught in the end of it, a pumping station, and they find his remains. And they're kind of trying to push that, this man cover was left open, he's fell down it. Which is possible. It's possible, and it's like in the Jay Slater case, it's possible that Jay Slater did just fall. It is. But it's removing all of... It's like when you take everything into consideration, like with this young man here, Caleb Harris, like his parents know Caleb, so they know what he's like, they know who he is, and they're coming forward and saying, we think that this is foul play. We're not accepting that this was an accident. And the important thing to understand here is that there isn't any aggravating factors around Caleb. Now, it was a foggy night. It was a rarely foggy night, and there'd been an accident not far from where Caleb had gone missing from, up on the road. Now, it had been speculated, and I had speculated, whether he had been the victim of a hit and run. Now, police investigation stated that there was no evidence of that. There was no evidence of anything happening nearby. But can you rule it out? Just because there's no evidence of something, that doesn't mean that someone didn't do something. And we can tie this into the Idaho 4 case and the Brian Koberger situation. Now, if he hadn't have left the knife sheath, and this is what we're trying to say that he did, or they're trying to say that he did, then there would have been no evidence. Like, there's no evidence that Brian Koberger was actually in the home if you remove the knife sheath. And what I mean by that is that he didn't take anything out of the home. There's no blood on him. There's no DNA in his car. There's not on his person, not in his home, not in his parents' home. So there's no evidence there. But that doesn't mean the absence of evidence isn't the absence of guilt. It's just an absence of evidence. Does it make sense? But yeah, Caleb Harris, his parents, they don't think it's an accident. So imagine Jay Slater, and there are so many things around him that the parents would have to think, well, we have to, what was that about? Why was he there? Why was he walking? Why did he turn down the lift? Why didn't he charge his phone? Why was his phone dead if someone had offered him a charger? Why didn't he get the bus if the bus was going to be there at 10 o'clock? That makes no sense. He said he was hungry, going to get some scran. There's a cafe there. Why didn't he just get food there? There's so many things that the parents will have to ignore in order to accept the story. Whereas it's different in the Caleb Harris case, where there isn't really a story. There is just a situation where Caleb Harris has vanished off the face of the planet, and he has subsequently then been found after what appears to be a fall from height down an open manhole. But you have to then question, would somebody who was completely compos mentis walk and fall down a manhole, without the cover on it? Would they not be familiar with the area? Would they not look where they're walking? But then again, you could argue, are they walking along? Are they on their phone? Are they not paying attention? We've seen where people, when Pokemon Go was a thing, and people were walking around playing Pokemon Go and they'd get struck by vehicles. So it happens. But the important thing to understand here is it's the default, seemingly the default of parents when they lose a child, that they will not want to accept that this was just something that their child did to themselves. If there is any questions whatsoever, then the parents will generally be like, we need to know what happened. We need this investigated. We need to know more. And with the Jay Slater situation, I'm wondering whether we are going to see that come up in the future. Because if the parents are absolutely genuinely done with this, it's like, no, we're happy with what we've been told. Jay was this lad. We believe that he done everything that we're being told he done. We can take that. We don't believe that these people who were around him had anything to do with it whatsoever. He just walked. He succumbed to idiocy and fell off a ravine. And if I see one more time that it says that Jay was found in an inaccessible area, whatever their verbiage, the area that he fell wasn't inaccessible. It was absolutely accessible because he fucking got there. Now, don't get me wrong, where he ended up wasn't very accessible, was it? That wasn't. And maybe that was the point. Maybe that was the point, to put him somewhere that wasn't accessible if there was third-party involvement. And even if it wasn't direct third-party involvement, was Jay Slater truly scared that day? And these are all things that the parents have to ignore. The question is, will they? Will we see the Jay Slater family be like the Caleb Harris family and question things, want answers? Or are they willing to put it to bed? And if they're willing to put it to bed, I have to ask, why are they willing to put it to bed? When, again, as aforementioned, it seems the default that parents do want to know. They do want to ask questions. They will look at I would. If Jay Slater was my child and the stories that I've heard and the things that I've been told are accurate, then I couldn't let this drop. I can't let this drop. And he's not my child. So are we going to see things happen in the background? Let me know what you think. Or after today, the funeral today, is this going to be something that just disappears? It's just done. So we have a bet on it. So we have a bet. Let me know down below if you're interested. We'll have a whip round. Get some money involved. Can we gamble? Is that bad? I'll catch you all in the next one.